Hey guys, welcome back, and we're gonna work on skateboarding. So, last time, if you watched the other segment, we talked about different types of boards, showed you how to stand on it, I showed you how to essentially stop, and of course how to get going. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna work a little more on turning. Now, if you've gotten to the point where you've got your board, you got your equipment, you're all safetied up, and you're standing on it, you're comfortable standing on it, you're not gonna fall just standing on it, and you know how to go and how to stop, but you want to just kind of really get going. So we're going to work on that now. I'm going to grab my board. So with my board, what I'm going to do is to get in an area that's pretty darn flat. Right here, unfortunately, it is a rough surface, but make sure when you're practicing, especially as you're learning, it's nice and flat. Your driveway is probably great. Basements you can do. The problem with the basement is it's so smooth that your board's really going to move. And it's actually going to be a little tougher when you're learning to do that, though it can be done. I'm going to back up a little bit so that you can see me within the full scope of the frame. All right, so I'm going to place my board down on the ground. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick. Now, you can do 2 or 3 kicks if you really want to get going. If I do that, I'm going to cruise out of here so fast, you're not really going to see me. So I'm going to give it one solid push and then get up on the board. And I'm going to make a small turn, and I'm going to go toe side, which means as I push toe side with my right leg in front like this, I'll be making a turn towards you where you guys are. So here I go, here's my kick, hit the toe side, here I come, and that's how you make a left turn. I'm going to head back, and I'm going to hit the heel side. So heel side, with my right leg in front, is going to dip the board and turn me right. So I'm going to place it down the floor. We're on the ground, we're set up. I'm going to give it one kick. You guys may want 2 or 3. It also depends on your bearings, those little things where your wheels are. If you've got awesome bearings, it's going to coast. If your bearings are a little cheaper or stock, they're not going to turn as well. But that can be a good thing when you're first learning, because they'll be easier to control. Anyway, I'm going to kick it. I'm going to hit my heel side and do a right turn. So I'll be heading towards the wall with the red paint here. Here I go, one kick, heel side, hit it, right turn, and that's that. Now, when you guys do this, again, practice on a flat surface. My board, again, is called a long board. It's called a long board because you can see how long it is next to my body. Penny boards, look at the truck. The truck's this stuff here. I got a huge one. Look how narrow that is. This narrow truck means when you try and turn on a penny board, you're not going to turn like that. And if you have a standard deck or a normal size skateboard that's going to be in between these two sizes, then that's going to behave a little differently also. So those are things to be aware of. Now, what I like about the longboard is when you get going, you can really carve with it, which means it's kind of like, not exactly surfing, but you're going to be able to kind of cut, curve in and out with the board. So I'm going to demonstrate that with the longboard. I'm going to back up to the wall. The rough surface here in front of me, but I'm going to give it a little kick, and I'm going to see if I can make a small curve. I'm going to go one way and then back to the other. All right, so let's set it up. I'm going to go toe side, heel side, really simple, and that's how you make your turns. Now, when you guys operate the other board, it's not going to behave the same way. I'm going to demonstrate that with the penny. So with the penny board, when you guys do that, it's not going to be able to make those same kind of turns. It can turn, it's just going to behave differently. So, I'm going to kick it, I'm going to hit toe side, which means left turn, and let's see what happens. That's the toe. This is like an immediate cut, it's really hard, it's really sharp. I'm not going to be able to cut it back the other way. I'm going to do the same thing with the penny, go right turn, heel side, same deal. It's going to cut hard right, boom, and that's it. I made a right turn, but I can't go back. And that's just the behavior and the nature of that really narrow truck. So, things to think about when you're trying to operate on your board, depending on your board type, that behavior on turning is going to vary. Your standard deck or a standard skateboard, the spacing of the truck is going to be that in between. Not as big as the longboard I showed you, but not quite as narrow as this one here. I guess I should also mention, you guys already know if you have one, if you have a standard deck, it's going to have both a curved tail and a curved nose. This and the longboard, they don't. We only got the tail going on here. Longboard's totally flat. When you have that tail, it just allows you to kind of do a couple little tricks. We're not going to do that here. Problem with that, of course, is going to destroy your board. So this one here is the penny, and I don't know if you guys can see that in the shot, but there haven't been too many things done with it, but it's already getting scraped up here, and it totally gets destroyed. And those decks, I don't know if you're buying them, your parents are buying them, but they're not cheap. You start burning through that stuff, and it can become a problem. The best bang for your bucks, honestly, that longboard, unless you want to do crazy tricks, and you can do some with these, this is, in my opinion, your best bang for your buck. If you want to kind of upkeep your board, you want to try and maintain it as much as possible. So, one of the things that I do recommend is one of these guys. Now, I'll bring it up close so you can see. It is like a giant eraser. Now, with this eraser, I don't know if you can tell, I sort of made it dirty, and then I cleaned up one side. Well, what happens is, on this grip tape, it'll wear down. It's basically like modified sandpaper, so your feet stick to it. But I'm gonna clean it right now with this eraser. So you can see there's some dirt here. It's a little dingy. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up right now with this. So as I rub it, like an eraser, it's just gonna take it out. Now, taking it out is gonna help restore some of that grip on the tape, and that's gonna allow this to last longer. So let's take a look. Not beautiful, but a lot better than it was, and it's going to function better. So it's lifting out all that dirt, allowing my shoe to stick to this better. And that's gonna be safer for me also, and safer for you. So definitely pick up one of these. They're super cheap. It's like a giant rubber eraser, but they're made for skateboards. You definitely want that. Some of you guys might get kind of the spray grip. If you got the spray grip on there, that's fine. Standard grip here lets you switch it out. So I think personally, this makes a lot more sense long term if you're gonna hold on to your deck, which I guess I should mention, right? I keep mentioning deck. Deck is this piece, right? Deck, trucks, wheels, bearings. So again, maintain your grip tape. If your grip tape ever gets smooth, you're gonna start falling on that thing. So you wanna make sure you take care of it or switch out that grip tape. Penny boards, you don't have to worry so much. The penny's all plastic. They come in a lot of different colors, right? Penny boards though, they're grooved at the top, so that's gonna help with some of that stability. Never ride your board in the rain. That's gonna totally destroy it. I know some people do, it's in there, whatever. Definitely don't do that. That creates sort of a bad circumstance in many respects because you can fall, messes up your bearings, it can rust your trucks up, and it's gonna destroy that grip tape on the top of your board. So definitely don't do that. And if you do ride it in the wintertime, and I do, just know that it's gonna get messed up with the salt and the sand and all of that. But you just clean up with that eraser, and then just understand you're gonna either have to maintain it, meaning break it down, take everything apart and clean it, or you're gonna have to buy and replace some parts, like new bearings, sometimes replace the trucks, particularly if they get messed up. When you have a standard deck and you're doing tricks, they're gonna get all grinded up. That's fine. You can see here I got some scuff marks. I'm bringing it closer to the camera. What I did was I covered it, and I do that so it doesn't rust. You will want to do the same thing if you don't care, whatever. But once it gets all like messed up and stuff, when you grab it, you're gonna cut your hand up, especially if you're kicking it up and grabbing that board, or if you're trying to do some tricks and you hit your hand on it or something like that. So definitely try and take care of it or replace the truck. And then if you have something like a longboard here or a penny board, it's probably not gonna happen quite as much. So that's that. Hope you guys are having fun on your boards. Take it easy and ride safely. All right guys, so we're gonna carve on the board. So I'm gonna show you how to make those sharp turns. You go toe side to go one way, heel side another. I ride goofy, so toe side's gonna send me left, heel side to the right. Let's give it a shot. That's pretty much it. You guys do your turns, you just gotta watch out for what's in front of you. You have to understand where your board carves. You can either carve that before you ride into an open area. So if you're trying to make sharp turns, you got to make sure that you understand how it works. So if I try and make a really sharp, hard turn to the brick walkway up here, I'm not going to be able to do that if I time it wrong. So I'm going to show you the improper way. Way too late, barely make the turn. If you want to turn, you got to plan ahead. If I'm going to go right now, I start thinking about it, then I hit the turn. So, you guys are practicing, again, to be comfortable with your surroundings and understand your way your board works before you get into an open public space. Good luck and have fun.